Oops, there we go. Okay, welcome everyone that's watching on YouTube. Welcome everyone that's watching on Instagram. I'm so glad to have you here. Welcome to especially everybody who joined us live on Zoom today. Let's hit record on the computer.
Recording in progress.
So welcome to the Network Marketers Bootcamp. In this class today, you are going to learn some pretty amazing things about how to take your network marketing business and systematize it. This is a boot camp where I share the secrets of how to set up a full system and automations that can support you for a lifetime. We're looking at long-term success today. That's where we're at. That's what we're working towards creating. And that's the goal of this boot camp. And my name is Mandy Summers. I am a network marketer for the last 13 years. I'm one of the top producers in our network marketing company. I'm a founder 2.0. I've won the grand prize incentive trip. We've recruited thousands of people onto our team, and on a consistent basis, we enroll using online systems. Just in the first day of the month, we have enrolled 5 people already, and I know that more is coming. And so it's exciting to know that we have these systems that can bring in so many people. Now, it was not always like that for me. And so I don't want you to think that I joined network marketing 13 years ago and it was sunshine and roses. I joined as a young stay-at-home mom. I was working about 15 hours a week, and I joined doing all of the traditional things where you would host a class, you would share with family and friends, and it worked amazing. And I got all the way up to the rank of diamond in our organizations, which is one of the top ranks. It's 2 away from the top. And then everything started to crumble. Oh, I'm so glad. Welcome on Instagram. Let's see. Small Town Census says that she's a stay-at-home mom too. So if we've got any more stay-at-home moms, go ahead and put it in the comments. That was really my dream. When people would ask, what do you want to be when you grow up? I wanted to be a mom. I wanted to stay home, raise my children. And that's, I like, it was so important to me. And so network marketing made that possible for me. So I learned how to grow a network marketing business the traditional way. Now, this was 13 years ago. It's 2011 when I joined. And the world has changed since then. And so those traditional ways are still phenomenal. And I don't want you coming to this boot camp thinking that I'm preaching to stop doing that. This boot camp is to help you put fuel on those efforts so that you can build and grow a thriving, amazing network marketing team. So I am still, in fact, next week, I'm hosting a huge in-person event in my local area. Then I'm jumping on a plane and I'm traveling to San Diego, where I'm hosting 2 in-person events. But on top of that, I decided about 4 years ago, after I had built to diamond, so it took me 5 years to get to diamond, and then everything started to crumble. Now, if you came to our how to become a CEO of your network marketing class, then you probably have heard some of the techniques that I've employed with that. And if not, I will include a link in the description below so that you can have access to that class. But a couple years back, I decided I needed to shift and pivot, and I needed to really find my groove online. And I needed to add that in because in 2011, it was a different kind of world than it is now. The generations that are coming up, and if you're looking for long-term success, longevity with your business, then it's very important to acknowledge that the next generation is actually online. They have literally grown up online, whereas I didn't. I grew up just, your normal run around the neighborhood type of kid. And everything that we did was in person. Whereas here, in our world, this next generation, all they have known is online. So a combination of online and in person, I believe, is where you're going to find some long-term success in network marketing. Now, like I said, I'm not your normal top producing network marketer. I was just doing a huge class with hundreds of people last week, and there were a lot of these network marketers who were seasoned. They had been doing network marketing, number of companies. I've only ever been with one company. And so I feel like when I built and I broke and then I rebuilt to Blue Diamond and, 12 years in, 11 years in, won the grand prize trip. I feel so blessed that I could stay with one company to do that. Now, some people, they jump in and out of companies as they're learning, and then they find a place where they really land. But for me, I was super lucky to be able to do that. So this training is by network marketers because I'm currently a network marketer, and it is for network marketers. And what I teach in this boot camp and more in depth in the Network Marketers Academy has the potential to save you not just thousands and thousands of dollars, but also to help you reach billions of people. So I want you to put a B in the comments if you are trying to expand your network and get new leads. If you are looking to expand and grow and find a place to warm up leads so that you can connect with them. Okay, awesome. We've got so many people coming in and commenting. It's so good to see you. Sandy, Gina, Tracy, Lori, Donna, right? Like we want to expand that reach. And the way that we used to do it traditionally was we would travel all over, which is exactly what I'm doing next week, to go and do an event. But there's actually another way. And we, for the first time, maybe in world history, have access to the entire world. I mean, we've had it for a while, since about 1998, right? But like it's finally starting to like sink in that we truly can tap in to a worldwide network from the comfort of our own homes. We have so many bees coming in. I love it. Awesome. It's amazing to have you here. Welcome. And I'm glad that you're here because this class is what's going to teach you how to build a system and automations and a process that can support you throughout that entire journey that you're going to be creating. So this is going to be an on-fire class. True network marketing is actually, it's more than just sampling, right? And we've talked about this in some of our other classes. It's more than inviting. It's more than enrolling. It's more than just teaching. And I think sometimes we get caught up in those nuances. Our businesses are super unique because we are network marketers, which means we are supposed to be really good at marketing. Typically, a network marketing company doesn't do the advertising for you. That's why they are a network marketing company, because they have chosen the model where they're going to have their consultants be the marketers. And so if you think about that, you'll understand this is why it's crucial for us to become amazing marketers. And that's what this boot camp and that's what the Network Marketers Academy is all about, to help you become amazing marketers. So I'm going to actually share my screen so I can share a couple slides with you, some quotes that we have. And hopefully these will be a little inspirational. Let's just see if we've got the right one there. And then we're going to jump on, because we're live streaming to so many different platforms, we are going to jump into StreamYard and share on there too. If you're wondering how to live stream to multiple platforms, I use a program called StreamYard. It's amazing. It's so awesome. You can connect it to multiple platforms like I'm doing. And because I've got Zoom going as well, there's a little bit more management than normal. Okay, so here we go. So I love this quote. Business and human endeavors are systems. We tend to focus on snapshots of isolated parts of the system and wonder why our deepest problems never get solved. We could sum up today's class like 100% with that quote, because so often, especially as network marketers, we get almost obsessed with one thing that we're doing, right? It's like one portion of the success plan for network marketing. Maybe we're really good at teaching a class. Maybe we're really good at giving out samples. How many of you put a 2 in the comments if you've ever given out a sample and then said, "Oh, it's okay. You don't have, like, I'm not going to make you buy anything from me." Right? Like, it's like you give a sample and you're like, "Nope, like, I'm going to give you this, but I'm not going to give you the opportunity to purchase," right? Because like maybe we just don't feel comfortable with that. We got tons of 2s coming in. I'm glad that it's not just me. Yes, and on Instagram, I see you there. They're like, "Me." Um it's so true. Like, we will get super focused in on maybe learning about the product, or maybe like we're really good at teaching, but we don't know how to invite. We don't know how to do these other things. And so if we can set systems up for this, it will make it so much better. Systems run the business and people run the systems. So my question is, do you have systems in place? In fact, put a 0 in the comments if you're kind of flying by the seat of your pants with your network marketing business, and put a 1 if you're like, yeah, I do have some systems that I follow every single week. I know what I'm doing because I have systems in place. Okay, we've got some 0s coming in. That's actually where I was at when I realized I needed to go online. Yes, 0-ish. I love that. I totally get that. 0-ish. I love that. So systems are a very important part of our businesses. And I think sometimes what happens is we just don't know how to build the system. It's not necessarily that we don't want to do a system. It's that we don't know how to build out a successful system. And so that leads us to our next quote. If you can't describe what you're doing as a process, you don't know what you're doing. Okay, isn't that amazing? Because I think even as network marketers, sometimes we have this like preconceived notion that we're going to be able to recruit people, but we can't even describe what. Yeah, I see Dr. Christine's like, ouch. It's so true. And Tracy's like, it seems like it takes so much time when I could be in front of people. Yeah, it's true. And here's the thing. We have to figure out our system so that it becomes natural. It becomes a habit instead of a burden. If we can create a system that's a habit and that teaches us good business practices, amazing. It's going to be absolutely amazing. So this is more than posting on social media. We have to have a system for posting on social media, 100%. And hopefully you've seen some of the other trainings where I talk all about this. And it has to be more than creating a lead magnet. Once again, that's a system, but it's not just that. Okay. So many people will sell you a program that's all about how to post on social media. That is literally just the very tip of the iceberg, right? That's the beginning of bringing awareness to your ideal clients. And so many different coaches will sell you a program on creating a lead magnet. And you will spend $1,000 to $2,500 to create one lead magnet for your business. Really, building your systems are way more than just sending emails. It's not just about sending an email. So some of you might be sending emails consistently, which is awesome. That is a piece of the entire recipe for long-term success. It's not just the one part. There's multiple parts to this. And so many people will go in and they'll buy a program that will teach them how to create a funnel. Well, it's more than just creating one funnel. I'm actually going to show you my system. And you're going to see I have lots of different funnels that I go through. And then you can also buy some courses on creating memberships and becoming a course creator, which in my opinion is important in network marketing so that you can really teach exactly how to use your product. And along with that, you can connect with your ideal client before they're maybe ready to purchase. And so this, once again, is a piece of the puzzle. But we want the entire customer journey. And that's the system that we, as as network marketers need to learn how to create. Because if we want that long-term success, if we're in this for the long-term benefits of being in network marketing, then it has to be more than just sampling. It has to be more than just showing up and teaching a class. We have to get good at these other things. Now, online marketing is all about testing. It is testing, testing, testing over and over again. And some of the things that I'm going to show you, you can set it and forget it. But some things, it's a nonstop, ever evolving, like, let's test some more. Let's do this again and again and see how we can get better with this. So when I started this process of organizing and systematizing my business, the reason why I decided to do this was because I was overwhelmed with follow up. I was overwhelmed with follow through. I was overwhelmed with recruiting. I had a lot of different struggles that I was dealing with because I had no systems in place. And so one of the blocks that I was coming up against was if somebody wanted to, let's say, join or come to a class, I didn't have a system for that. And so they would be like, "Oh yeah, when's your next class?" And I'd be like, "Ooh, I'll let you know as soon as it comes." And then I'd panic and then I'd be like, "Okay, so I'm going to have this class, but then I'm going to have to follow up." And like just the whole process of enrolling was a little overwhelming. Put a 5 in the comments if you've ever felt that, because it's more than just the product, right? Selling the product. It's like, now you got to teach them. Now you got to nurture them and they become part of, and then if you have somebody who wants to do the business with you, now you have to teach them how to do the business, right? Which is like even more. So yeah, I see we have dozens of 5s coming in, 5 for 5. I love it. So I'm glad it's not just me. So what I decided was, if I wanted to become a huge producer in my network marketing company, I had to have a system that would relieve the overwhelm. It had to relieve some of that burden so that bringing on people, that was the first wall I was running into, was I was just feeling overwhelmed when I brought somebody on. So I had to have a system that followed up with them. And in fact, I got a really heartfelt email last week from somebody that enrolled through our online process. And I've actually never personally talked to this person, but because of our online systems and all of the things I just went through, our funnels and our membership and our email marketing, this person sent me a very kind, heartfelt email that was like, "I really appreciate everything you've done for me." And I tell you that because it's so important for you to understand it doesn't have to be all on you. Yes, setting up the system, that's where we begin with this, right? We set that system up. But once we have that system in place, it can do so much of the heavy lifting for us. And that truly is where the magic happens, because when you can relieve that stress, when you can relieve that burden, you suddenly have access to all the things, right? Like you can enroll as many people as you can bring in. And that is truly magic. So about that, let's go into the actual customer journey process. I want to walk you through that, what that looks like, and how to do this successfully. So let me share my screen one more time. There we go. And let me pull up this right one. All right, here we are. So this might be the very first time you've seen a customer journey map. Maybe it's not, maybe you're very familiar with this, but this is really where things started getting clear for me. When I got clear on the process I was taking people through, I then could build this out easily. So we've talked all about awareness, which is you're really like creating content, bringing awareness to your brand. It's creating that YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, wherever you've decided your platform is, it's creating content for that brand. And that a lot of people will think that's all I have to do is just create the awareness. I'm going to create the awareness and then it will just magically, people will magically click on my link and they'll purchase. And occasionally that happens. In fact, I was going through some of our enrollments over the last day, and they were smaller amounts, which often tells me they're straight from one of my videos, because it's like I talk about one product and they will buy that one product instead of buying a kit. And so awareness is great. Not very often do they buy straight from there, but sometimes they do. Then after that, we go into engaging. This is where you comment and you message with emails and you're DMing, direct messaging. You're doing all of those things. And so, oh my gosh, sorry, everybody on Instagram. Suddenly it went really dark on there. So hopefully we're still live. Good. Okay. I'm so glad. And then we have the subscribe module. And subscribe is all about creating your opt-ins, your freebies, your lead magnets, and then the nurture sequences that go with that, because you want to take them from your content into a message or a download. We're trying to get them to go through that very first gate. We want them to open the gate and say yes, so that they exchange something with you, so that you can then continue to nurture them. And then we have convert. And this is where your classes are. Now, notice a lot of people in network marketing, they skip the first 3 and they go right into the classes. They don't do the prep, the engaging. In person, we'll physically show up and give invitations. We'll give samples. We'll ask them to try. That's the subscribe. And then we bring them to a class. And so online, we build out this same type of system. And then, of course, we've got the excite. And this is where they buy in. They have purchased the product. They start learning more. And so this is where I put our membership site, this, and in the Ascend module, where they begin to get results through experiences. And then we do some continuing education, and they eventually will become a promoter. This is the entire process. And I want you to put a 10 in the comments if you're like, this is what I need. Like, I need a process that will it's all the things, right? And what I learned was I didn't just need this for an average customer. I needed this as well for a business partner. I needed to bring awareness. I needed to engage with them. I needed those systems set up for 2 separate things. One was for the business partner, and one was for the customer. So I'm going to show you this. I'm going to show you the setup of a healthy ecosystem for your network marketing business, what that looks like, what it feels like, what it entails. And I want to talk a little bit about, I thought this would be a good picture for you to see, where it's like the entire process, where we've got Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and then we engage through messengers, and we've got a lot of emails and funnels coming, and we're contacting people, and we're connecting them with, different platforms. Like you can see here, there's a lot of different systems, like individually, that we set up. And this is one reason why in the Network Marketing Academy, we take it week by week, like one system at a time, because this can seem very overwhelming. A lot of people will be like, oh, I just want to get it done. And you can see this and be like, okay, this is way more than just getting it done. So my process starts with this. I go in and I create a video about our product. And I encourage them to the next step, which is to download a free guide. And they download the free guide and they get an email from me that starts that nurture process. Notice here that, so this is called an automation, where they get an email, and this automation starts here, and then it waits a day, and then it sends more, and then it waits a day and it sends more. And so you can see that there's like a process of follow-up that I am not having to physically call and do on a consistent basis. This is a system that once they opt in, they get nurtured. And then I decide somewhere in there to actually pick the phone up and call once, instead of having to do this over and over and over again to get the conversion. Once we have chatted, then they get an invitation to a class. And once again, this is a automated system. So instead of me having to go in and call them continually and remind them. There's a system in place that does all of that for me. It does the emailing, it does the texting, and it does all of the reminders for me so that I can then show up and teach a class. And then once they're ready to get started, they actually get access to another funnel. And this funnel walks them through how to enroll on our team and how to get the products that they're looking for. And the cool thing about this is I can put videos on there. I can put direct links to my site so that they can check out. I have testimonials on there. I have all those things. And then once they join, they get put into a welcome sequence. And this is 21 days of education for them. And this is actually what people love the most is in this education sequence, I link to videos, I give tips on the different products that we have, all of those things. And building out this system has relieved so much. In fact, just the other day, I was in our customer relationship management system, our CRM, and I was sorting through the different states that we have people in because we're doing an event here in Utah and one in California. And I was looking at when people enrolled versus when was the last time they interacted with our content, so that I knew as I was connecting with them. And I was like going through and I was like, wow, I love this system. All of these people got an email from me 2 days ago. And I don't even I had set it up, years ago, and they're still getting those nurturing sequences from us. And then from there, they also get put into our membership site where they can actually attend previously recorded trainings. So now, not only are they getting emails and text messages and phone calls, but they also are getting education that feels connected because there's a video attached to that. And one thing that I've learned in creating our systems is we have to talk all the different languages. In fact, put in the comments here, would you prefer to read education? Would you prefer to listen to education? Or would you prefer to watch? So put a 1 for reading, put a 2 for listening, put a 3 for watching education. Everybody learns different. I love it. I love when we ask this because I can see so many different things coming in. We've got 1s, we've got 1 and 3s, 3s, 1, 3, a 1, 2, and 3. Some of us tend to be all of the things, a 2 and a 3. So it's helpful to see that we need to provide a system that can connect with all different types of people. So I actually want to take you inside of the CRM that I use so that you can see how this works. And let me just see here if I can pull this up into the same window that we were already in. Okay, so, and I just want to show you around a little bit so you can see how valuable it can be to have a system that can truly support you. Okay, here it is. Perfect. So we are actually going to drag this in. Let's just see if that will do that. It didn't. Okay, so we're going to stop share and we'll reshare again. Sorry about that. So we will reshare screen to that one. Okay, so we are going to, I'm actually not sure that worked. One more time. So sorry. As I pull this up, I always have to switch windows around. And so there we go. I think that is working. Yes, there we are. And then on Zoom, we will do the same thing. Perfect. Okay, so a customer relationship management system helps to keep you super organized. And I absolutely love the one that I'm with. I'll actually send a link through our email that goes out in our replays. Right now, I really just want you to focus in on what this can do for you. So we have an example account that has all of our Harry Potter friends in it. And the cool thing about a customer relationship management system, this one is actually more than just that. You can put all of your conversations in one tab. And so in here, if they were real people, you would see you can do all your messages from Facebook, from Instagram, from email, all of those text messaging all comes in one place so you can see where everything is. You also have all of your calendar bookings in one place. So instead of it being kind of spread out, you can then create lots of different calendars. In fact, one of our students this week was just sharing that she is loving using her calendar system to do all of her mentor calls, her wellness consultations, her potential enrollees, all of those things. And that's exciting because that's exactly what I use it for. Then you have your contacts, and the contact section is really great because you can go in and you can tag them all based on different things. You can see how they've interacted right here. Every time they've clicked on any kind of content that you have, it would show up here. You can see where they came in from, if they came from YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, if they came in through a direct link. You can also create products to sell on here, and on top of that, it's your entire marketing system. So not only are you doing your customer relationship management and it's all in one place, you can then come in and set up all of your email automations, all of your websites, your membership sites. It's all in one place. And to me, that is the exciting part of having this type of a system for your network marketing business, is knowing that you can set these systems up. Now, I want to just say, it's important to understand that when you set these systems up, you have to understand that it has to be over time. This is not going to be an overnight thing that happens for you. When I went to set my systems up, it took me about 1.5 years total to get everything set up. And once I had it set up, I could start to see it was producing amazingly. But in that process, it was long and exhausting. I'm not going to lie. Like, I was like, this is taking a little bit longer than I wanted it to. And that's actually one reason why we created the Network Marketers Academy, to help with that process. Now, while I was creating the process and I went through and I understood I had to create a customer journey, I started doing some research and calling and asking people, to businesses, to help me build this out. And here's what I found. If I wanted someone to help me with brand management, which meant really like understanding the vibe of my brand and things like that, that would be just to set up my custom colors, my logos, things like that, between $1,000 to $5,000 total. And then you can then have somebody help you with content creation. And when I put content creation in there, I needed video editors because I knew I couldn't handle all of that by myself. And so that's kind of included in this. And that can be anywhere between $300 to $6,000 a month. And so I did that and I was like, oh my goodness. So I decided to learn how to do this on my own so that I could figure it out and not have to pay for it until I had the funds to pay for it. Then I went into the engage portion, which I realized I needed to start sending some emails and some messages. And I actually called around to a number of copywriters. And copywriting is not just throwing things into ChatGPT. Like, it's important to know, okay, you're setting up your emails in this sequence so that it leads into a sale. And as I was speaking with copywriters, they were anywhere between $500 to $4K a month to get emails to my customers. So I ended up actually purchasing two programs. One was $900, one was $700, to help kind of DIY it, right? Like just that portion. So then the next one was subscribe. And I realized, okay, if I'm going to be doing this content, I need to have a place to send them, just like I showed you, like the landing pages. Well, I started calling around, and all of the places that were going to do that for me were anywhere between $3K to $25,000K per funnel. And I needed like 5 funnels. And I was like, what the heck? So I actually joined ClickFunnels and I paid about $4,000 to go through a couple ClickFunnel classes. I still had to do all the work myself, right? But I paid that $4,000 so that I could actually hopefully learn it. Well, while I was in that, ClickFunnels was then like, well, you're going to need an email program. And so I spent another $100 a month plus, went back to that email system that I was learning. And that email nurture, once again, the email nurture sequences for just that was quoted to me at 500 to 3K for those ClickFunnels ones that I was doing. Then we go into the convert portion. And this was all about crafting emails to help convert and setting up webinars. And the quotes that I got for this were anywhere between 500 to 4K. So you can see, like, individually, like, people will be like, why are more people not online? In fact, I got a message, a really actually mean message last week from somebody who I think she was drunk. And I think she was sad that she doesn't have an online system, because, like, reading her messages, I was like, okay, I think you're going to wake up tomorrow. It's the middle of the night. I'm like, I think you're going to wake up tomorrow and, like, regret sending these messages. She's, wanting to be online, but she said, I've heard that your Network Marketers Academy is really hard, and that's just not very nice. And I was like, I'm so sorry. Like, if you want to learn how to grow online, you can either pay someone to do it and not know how to do it, or you can get the full system through the Network Marketers Academy. So anyways, so you can see here, like, setting up a membership site, setting up your advocate stuff and ascending, like, these all cost a ton of money. Low cost, if you were to piecemeal this together and you hired someone who was like a VA who wasn't from a marketing firm, it would probably be close to 10K that it would cost you to set each one of these systems up. And if you high cost, and if you look at average cost of building businesses in America, I actually last year I had a local business. They're called Yonuts. I think it's like it's a nationwide brand, but it's a franchise. And the Yonuts franchise near us was like, hey, can you come in and we need some systems set up? And I was like, even Yonuts needs systems, which was so funny. It's like donuts and ice cream together. But even that, where you have a brick and mortar, they had paid hundreds of thousands of dollars just to open, and then they were going to be paying another tens of thousands of dollars just to set up a few email systems. And so you can see here that being online, why people are not online more, is because it takes time, and it's like a new language to learn and some money to learn that language. So as you go through and you build out these systems, you once again go from the hope and pray into the know and pray module. Can you see how, if you build out this system, and hopefully, as you're watching, let me just see where I want to click back. I can't find let's just go back here to this right here. Right here to this one. You can see that to have a successful online business, which I believe every network marketer needs, right, is to build out all of these different portions. It's not just about the online posting, and there has to be a system in place so that you can handle things. You can handle the influx of what's coming. Now, this exact system helped one of my favorite people, Roxanne Ray. She got over 55 new enrollments in 1 month. In fact, 2 months ago, she had, I want to say, 48. So this was not just a one and done experience. And honestly, like, it's hard for me to share some of our students' successes, because I feel like setting up this system, there's so many different ways to have success. Yes, enrolling is great, but the success that we're having with our retention, like, imagine this. Imagine having a system in place where when people enroll, they then go through an entire process and they are being nurtured and cared for so that you end up having a higher retention rate. Like, isn't that amazing? So like in my mind, we're actually working really hard to like gauge that metric so that we can share that with people right now, because we've seen so many people come into network marketing and set up just a few of these systems and be able to hold their ranks because of that. Oh, Anne, you're so sweet. She said, yes, Mandy, thank goodness I found you in your systems. Before meeting and following you, I had lost a fortune. It's so true, right? And then here's another one that I love. And I haven't changed this. The Network Marketers Academy used to be called the Influencers Academy, but Alicia came in and she, in her very first month, had 10 new clients, and she had built out, she took the academy and learned how to build out some really cool funnels for a new product that she had. But even cooler now is she's a top enroller month after month. And I love that. To me, that's why I'm doing this. And Alicia's not on my team. It's not like she's okay, Gina just said, thank you for saying her team had 23 enrollments, or she had 23 enrollments in April. And I know that she has solidified the rank. She joined the academy and was like, I want to solidify my rank. She solidified her rank, and she's hopefully going to be moving on to the next rank now that she has that solid rank in place. And I just love it. And Twinka says, my good friend, and she's encouraging me to do this. I love that. Yeah. Alicia has really shown me that perseverance pays off. I've loved watching her grow in this experience, because she reminds me of where I was at a couple of years back, where it's like, I knew that I could do this online. I knew that there was this potential, this possibility. I just had to learn how to tap into it. And so you can see that systems are so powerful, but they also take some time. And that, can sometimes feel a little discouraging, because they are taking a little bit more time than what we're wanting. I want you to just kind of think through that marketing process. If you were to create a YouTube channel, what happens when you do something like that? When you're creating a YouTube channel, you create videos, and then you go back and you test and you're like, okay, which video did the best, which one, and you adjust accordingly. You go through and you adjust that based on that. If you were to sell a product on Amazon, you could put tens of thousands of dollars into that product before it, and then you have like 4 months before it ever even hits the shelves. And then you're just testing to see, is this a good product or not? And if it is, it will sell and you'll know to purchase more. And if not, then you got to pivot and do something different. If you were to become a day trader, it's the same thing. You would invest your money, learn all the buy and sell signals, analyze the markets, trade every single day until you got into that groove. It's like, it's for everything. This is how business runs. This is how business works. And so right now, I want to have a conversation with those of you, and I realize that this is not for everyone, but if you've been sitting here through this week and you've been thinking, this is exactly what I need. This is where I need to be. I need to put some systems into place that can help with the long-term success of my business. If that's you, then I want to speak with you about the Network Marketers Academy. I know we mentioned it yesterday. I kind of gave you a little teaser about it, and I shared that we do have this online system. Now, we have a system that has lifetime access. So I don't know about you, but even last year, I paid $26,000 to be in a program, and I'll actually never do this again, where I only had access to that program for 5 months. It was so stressful knowing I only had those 5 months. I don't know if you've ever done anything like that, but this is one reason why the Network Marketers Academy, you have lifetime access. And in the lifetime access, you get so much. And I love it. Paula's actually on today. She said, the Academy is the best investment and certainly the best thing I've done, not just for my business, but for my mindset as well. Thanks for saying that. That's so sweet of you. So the Network Marketers Academy is a series of modules that take you through every portion of the customer journey and all of the different aspects of that. So if you're in the awareness module and you want to get really good at social media, you're going to learn YouTube and Instagram and TikTok, and you're going to learn how to research and do the proper research like what we talked about yesterday, so that you can tap into your ideal client and you can test and test. And if you need to go back and research, guess what? You can do that. And you're not going to be dependent on a marketing firm that will charge you $5,000 a month just to do the research and set up your system that doesn't include any advertising or posting or anything like that. I want you to be an empowered business owner, and I don't want it to have to cost you $10,000, $100,000 to do that. And this is why we've made the Network Marketers Academy such an affordable price compared to it will help you with all of the systems, not just one portion of the system. So you don't have to go out and buy all these other systems. And then we have an engage module, a subscribe module, a convert. We go through and we teach you how to build out funnels, how to build out email automation systems, how to organize your CRM, how to handle retention. This is actually one of the best parts of the academy that we have is after we've gotten our customers, how to retain them, how to make them promoters, how to help them to share this product with other people. You also get access to weekly lessons from me and a couple of our coaches in the academy, where we come on and it's not just like, here's what to do, but it's like, here's how to build it out. So if you're somebody who needs step-by-step guidance and you're like, I'm not very techie, I need that support. Yes, we're going to encourage you to learn and go through the modules. But if you're stuck, come to the calls and I stay on for as long as we have questions. And so if you're like, I'm really stuck building my lead magnet, we're going to build it out right there. I'm really stuck building my email system. We're going to build it out right there for you. Tiffany, a CRM is a customer relationship management system. So super, super important. And Sasha, can you drop a link in the description so that people can check it out? There's so much that I have found in growing online that has been crucial. And so one of the reasons why I offer this academy, and I know it's not for everybody because not everybody is ready to invest in their business. We offer this though, because some of you are ready to put that retention module in place to start getting leads online. And, we said at one point this week that I asked you this question: is this just one day in your life, or is this day one? Are you going to look back and say, on May 2nd, 2024, I decided to believe in myself and in my business. And I decided to set it up for long-term, like longevity and support through setting up automation systems, and not just doing that, but learning the way to connect with people online. If so, then I hope that today is the day that you can even just jump on a call with Sasha and see if this is right for you. See if this is the right thing for you, if this is what you're looking for, and go from there. In fact, I don't see Sasha's on there. Dr. Christine says, honestly, Mandy has stayed on our calls for over 2 hours at times, valuable Q&As without judgment. This was the best decision ever for me. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for posting that, Dr. Christine. I love hearing that, because sometimes, especially when I'm in the weeds, I'm like, oh. Okay. Gina says the academy has helped me to develop a strategy, create a system, discover my niche, share my voice, and so much more. Honestly, I feel excited about network marketing again. That makes me so happy. Thank you so much for putting that on there. it's so good to have those questions come in, or those, not those questions, have those testimonials come in, because we love our students. We truly do. And I care about the success of our students. You also get access to our superstar account manager, Tammy. She is amazing. She is absolutely phenomenal at helping, kind of like, if you're ever like stuck, she can kind of guide you to where you're at. And I love this quote, that everything in our power, or that we do everything in our power to guarantee your success. Now, we can't actually guarantee your success, because your success is based on your effort that you put out. Your success is based off of the things that you're willing to do. But I do everything in my power to help you get there, to show up consistently, week after week, month after month, to do those things that can help you to move the needle on your business. And so this is just kind of like an overview of what you can get, what you get in the Academy. The Network Marketers Academy is $6,000. We're actually offering, so that's like just for the course, if we weren't going to do any coaching. And then we have our live group coaching, which is sometimes up to 3 times a week. And that's a $2,000 value. We've got our private influencers community, which is $1,000, our stamp of approval class, our superstar account managers, our retention, our accountability groups. There's so much that it does for us. Plus you get access to our YouTube course. There's incredible things, and you can see what other people have said, all about some of our trainings that we've done. But the important thing here is that, if this feels right for you, set up a time. And if not, then maybe we can connect later. I'm so glad that you're here, because I've shown you that process. You now know what it takes to go through that. And we actually have a summer special happening right now. This is the lowest price we've ever had the Academy, and that we ever will have the Academy, with all of the coaching and the bonuses. One of the bonuses that you get is our video editors will help to create an intro for your YouTube videos, and then they'll help to animate your logo that you send them. And so there's so many bonuses that come along with this. But you got to set up a time to chat with Sasha. And she is right now, so the Academy is $6,500, and we're offering it at $1,200 off. Plus, we do have some payment plans if that's something that you are wanting. But we're doing that because we know in the summer, it tends to be when people check out, and then we get to the fall and suddenly they want to run. And so I thought, you know what, they could spend the summer, here and there building out their system. And then in the fall, when they're ready to run, they can, or they can keep running throughout the entire year and have that extra support that is needed for all of these systems. Now, if this is too much for you, and you're like, I just can't do this right now, I want you to come back tomorrow, because I do have an additional offer that is not the Network Marketers Academy, but we've had a lot of people ask for a lower ticket way to work with us. And so we'll be sharing that tomorrow as well. It's not going to be hands-on like this is. It's going to be a little different. And so hopefully you'll be able to come back and see that. But I just want to thank you all for being here today. Your job, your homework for today is to really map out that customer journey. What does that look like for your particular customers? What do you need to create to make that happen? And I just want to open it up. Do we have any questions or comments that we want to talk about before we end this call? Any questions about the automations, the systems, anything you've learned this week? Let me know. Let's see here. Tammy says, the Academy has definitely brought my passion to a new level. And one of my builders who has joined just shared a huge plan she has implemented based on the things she has learned and the tools she has now. I love it. Lori asked, how much time a day does it take? Great question. It takes, however, if you want to build it out in 60 days, it's going to probably take 5 hours a day. If you want to build it out over 6 months, then it's going to take maybe an hour a day, or you can chunk that down to maybe 5 hours a week. Okay. So Dr. Christine, I saw that you had your hand up. What is your average retention rate? That is actually a really great question. John and I were just trying to figure out, like, the way that our company, figures it out is based on how many people have placed an order in your team over the last like 3 to 6 months at least one time. And then we get to, I think our retention rate for that is something like 69 or 70%. But I actually want to know on a monthly basis. So we're trying to figure that out. Paula says, will you be sharing the list of tools you use for a video? Okay, so I can actually come back tomorrow and I'll have that list up and running for you so that you can see what that is. Okay, Tracy, I see that Tracy has your hand up. Do you want to unmute?
Hi, thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. It's so nice to have you here. What can I help you with?
Yeah, so I jumped in yesterday, then went back and watched day one. So I'm gonna catch the second day. So girlfriend, you're bringing the goods.
Oh, thank you.
I have to say, because I have invested a lot of money in things that haven't brought all the pieces, or it was just too much.
Right.
Too much doing myself. And so I guess I'm willing to do the things. I want, obviously, sooner is better than later.
Yeah.
Because, I have goals. I'm currently doing Silver Club right now.
Oh, awesome.
And wanting to complete that. But I guess most importantly, it's that retention bit.
Right.
I want to know that there's a solid system for really keeping people and growing those people.
Yeah.
So can you speak to that a little more?
100%. So our retention module is incredible. We've actually partnered with another diamond in our network marketing space, and her specialty is retention. And so she has brought we bought her retention module, and she's the one that teaches it on a weekly basis. So every Thursday we have a retention class. Actually, it's not every Thursday of the month, but at least twice a month on Thursdays. And it is beautiful at helping to understand exactly the process that you need to do to follow up with your people on a consistent basis. So basically, in the retention module, every month you have your set people who are having their birthday. Like if it's their 1-year anniversary, you're going to call each one of them. They're going to get a text. They're going to get an email. On top of that, we have weekly emails that go out to them. And so there's a lot that goes into the retention, but we understand here at the Academy that it's not just about the enrolling. The retention is actually, in my opinion, can be even more powerful. And so that's why we have 2 to 3 classes a month that are solely just retention, because I don't just want you to enroll. I want you to keep those people for long-term customers. So there's a lot of emailing, texting. It's a lot of organization of how to follow up with them, how to keep it organized in your CRM, so you have those tasks that come for you. And so I don't know if that helps, but there's definitely, it's a huge focus of this Academy.
And what about help reactivation?
Mm-hmm.
Because for those of us who didn't have a system, I got a lot of people that.
So that's the retention module talks a ton about that. We also have in our promoter module, we've got a refer a friend campaign where you put them in, and it's like a year of emails encouraging them to refer a friend. And that's another way that we have found to reactivate people. In fact, just this 2 days ago, I've been doing some of the retention work, and I started texting one of our old business partners, and I was like, hey, we're having this event. And she was like, well, I know that, you've been saying I could refer a friend. Can I bring 3 friends with me to this event? Would that be the same? I was like, let me think about that. Yes, of course you can. But like, just showing up and like having them be aware of you. When you finally call them or text them, they're like, it doesn't feel like it's been a year. It feels like it's been a day.
Okay. And one last question. What are the additional costs involved in making the system work? So
Awesome.
you've got the academy,
Yeah.
which teaches you, but
there are
I have,
systems. Yeah.
there are some systems and there are costs associated with that.
Yeah. So the CRM that I use is $197 a month. And that is everything: email, texting, membership sites, funnel systems. It's everything all in one.
It's not ClickFunnels though.
It's not ClickFunnels. No, I did
Good. I don't like
ClickFunnels.
ClickFunnels.
Yeah, I did Active Campaign. I've done WordPress. I've done them all. And this is one I'll never leave from. It's that
Okay.
good.
Is that Social Fox?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And so that is the base cost. Now, I have tens of thousands of people on my email list and in my doTERRA team. And so an additional cost that I have is called Mailgun. And Mailgun is basically it helps with the health of your domain for email sending. So we all have a domain credit score for our emails. And this is just like, this was another part of that I didn't realize until I really started learning how to grow online. It's like our credit score, except for online. And what happens is when we use different sites like MailChimp or Constant Contact or even Active Campaign wants you to get a Mailgun account as well, but you're basically sending from their credit score. And so if they have thousands of people that don't know how to do email marketing, you're not going to get as high an open rate because it's being reported to spam more often than not. And so Mailgun helps you to create your own credit score for your email system. And it gives you clout and credibility. So that's $40 a month. And that has been huge. Like many of my emails will get 80% open rate. I had one a couple weeks, or maybe it was a couple months ago, that got like a 94% open rate. I was like, and it was fully delivered too. Now that was something I just want to be clear. That was something that people were requesting. So it was one of those things where I was like, reply and you'll get this. And even those tend to often go into spam. But this one, I was like, oh my goodness, this went straight into the inbox. I could tell because of how well it got opened. And so then the only additional cost to that would be when you're sending texts. So text messages cost a couple cents per text message that you send. And so, but I actually don't send as many texts as I used to just because of cost. And we're getting some great open rates. I still send some, just not as often as I used to. Then my personal costs, I have a video editor that I actually have 5 that I pay. Not that everybody needs 5, but we're managing a lot of different, we have a lot of clients that use them. And so right now, like we're getting ready to release a pickleball course, and that's taken months for our video editors to create for that client. And so, but before that, I just had the one video editor. I would, send everything to him to edit, and then he would upload to YouTube. It was super nice. And I'm trying to think of what else. That's kind of the basics. Does that give you a good gauge?
Yes, because what I didn't know when I did some of these courses, what were the additional costs?
Yes.
Beyond the coaching
when I did,
you were getting.
Yeah, when I did ClickFunnels, it was like, okay, first of all, ClickFunnels was expensive. Then I had to buy all of the courses to understand even how to start. And then I had to do Active Campaign. Then I had to zap it here and there. Like it was so much. I was like, by the end, I think I was spending like $900 a month. And I had like 2 funnels. It was like ridiculous. Plus I had like a system that was housing my website.
Right.
So,
yeah. So, I mean, what I like is, I think with Social Fox, you've got that consolidation of so many of the tasks that before you were paying all these other.
Yes. And you had to connect it in, and then you had leads here and leads here and leads here. And you were just like, how do I keep track of all of this? Well, it all comes into one space, and I love that. And I didn't mention this, but in the academy, when you join, you actually get all my templates. So I've built everything out. So you get 4 different website designs. They're beautiful. You get all of the funnels that I've created. And of course, you have to go in and customize them, put your logo on there, but we have videos on how to do that. You get all of the emails. So you get the 21-day nurture sequence, you get all the business emails, you get all of those different things come. And so your job is going to be to go in and edit those. And make them your own. But even like with those, I leave them how I send them. And so you can see what I have a different style than some people do. And so you can be like, oh, here's what's in there. And I actually took what I learned in the email courses, and that's how I developed, like sending the freebie. There's like 5 emails that go with that. That's from the course that I took. The 21-day nurture sequence, that's from the course that I took. And so, yeah, there's a lot that comes in there that I just always forget to mention.
Well, yeah, that's important to say.
Yes.
With doing Silver Club, I've got all of these enrollments coming in, and now I've got to manage them, and I need to manage them now so that I don't mess it up, and lose them again.
Yes. So I would, anybody who's in that position, I would say come in, and it's not about getting your funnels set up first. It's about setting up your email and going through and editing those email sequences that I've already given you. And so you can start sending them those instantly, and they can start getting that nurture. You also get about a year's worth of follow-up content. So it's like recipes and DIYs, and those are just generic. You can send those to prospects. You can send them to your team. And then you also get every 3 months, we put out weekly oil tips. And so those ones, every week, your customers will get something like that too. So.
Okay. Very good. And do you have a module on managing your group?
Facebook group?
Community? Mm-hmm. Yeah, like your Facebook group,
Yes.
And how to make that more than just a buy this BOGO.
Yes. So our Facebook communities, I've done a lot in Facebook over the years, and they can be our greatest assets. That's why I use Facebook. If it wasn't for that, I don't know if I'd be on there much, but their communities are so valuable. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, super. That's a great module as well. I'm trying to think of what it's called. It's like Facebook. You'll see it in there, but it's an extra module that's in there.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're so welcome. You're so welcome. Yeah. Thanks for the questions. Okay, we've got a couple other questions on here. Vicky says, it all sounds wonderful and so much value for the investment. However, for someone who is at a lower rank and just basically earning enough to pay for our oils, it's overwhelming to think of investing thousands of dollars that we are not earning right now. And Vicky, I totally understand that. And so that's why come back tomorrow. We've got like another program that we're launching for people like you, but there are some brand new people who have joined the academy who do that because from the beginning, they want to have their systems in place. And so I don't want you to think if you're brand new and you're listening and you've heard Vicky's question that you're like, oh, I just don't know if this can be, for me because I'm brand new. Well, I wish I would have started this at the beginning. And, most business owners who are starting some sort of business they invest, $50,000 to $100,000 just to start before they've ever done anything. And so I realize network marketing is different, and I don't want you to think you have to do that in order to get started. But if you're in that position where you're like, I want to start out right, then go for it. Let's just see here. Okay. Thanks, Tammy, for helping with that. Christine says, I'm so not tech savvy. If I can figure this out, anyone can do this. And yes, and Dr. Christine, I've actually seen some of your content, and I'm super proud of you for everything that you're doing. Let's see, trying to figure out how to come up with the money, also not making enough. And so that's just it. I really I offer this academy for people who feel like this is the investment that they need right now. I don't want you to overextend and be like, this was the worst thing that ever happened, because it sometimes if you overextend, it's like that pressure to succeed is that much greater. But if you feel like you're in that position where you can, then this will be the right thing to do. Just finished the module yesterday. It's exciting. I revived my Facebook group. Oh, good, Gina. I'm so glad. Lori said it would be helpful to have a list of everything that's included. My mind is spinning. So, Lori, check your email after this class. I actually started an email last night with all of that in there. And so give me a couple hours to finish that up and I'll just lay it out. You can also go to our landing page. Let me just pull this up so I make sure that it's right. Network marketing, marketers, Bootcamp. And I think that this is it. So I'll actually send that out. There it is. Found it. Okay. So you can check it out right here to see everything that's in there and go from there. Let's just see. Tammy says the value Mandy brings has multiplied 5-figure value. There's no doubt in my mind that if you're willing to do the work and learn new skill sets, you will win. Thank you, Tammy, for putting that there. I think that's a great place for us to end for today. I don't want you to think that I'm sitting here preaching saying, if you do this academy, you'll succeed in huge ways. If you do this academy, you will learn the systems that you need to put into place. You will build those systems and you will be an empowered online business builder. And it's going to take time and effort and it's challenging. But in my mind, it was worth it for me for the long term. I remember when I started doing this in 2020 and I was like so scared. I was scared to spend $200 a month on Social Fox. I was like, oh my goodness, like, can I even do that? And I look back and I'm like so grateful that I did because we're enrolling dozens and dozens of people a month personally. And we've reclaimed our rank. We've ranked up. We've helped so many other people do the same. Last month, we had a business partner join mid-month. Wait, is it? I should say in March. In March, we had a business partner join like March 11th. They were premier by the end of the month. We've had somebody join and start in April and be a gold by July. And so I'm not saying everyone's going to be that like that. Those people were highly motivated. They had the business mindset, but we've also had a lot of people who will join and 6 months later they hit silver or they, hit gold. It's like, we've got all different types because we are all different type of people and we've all got different lives. And so if you're looking for a system that can help you to become organized for that long-term longevity of your business, this might be the right thing for you. Tomorrow, we are going to be talking all about closing and how to, I can't even remember what the class is called. I actually should keep these class. I always come up with a new name for it. And then I change the class and I have to completely do all my slide decks and everything. So this boot camp is always ever evolving. It's closing with confidence. That's what it is. So hopefully we'll see you back tomorrow and invite your friends to come and learn more. These classes are free. I do that as a way to give back because I'm just so thankful for this network marketing experience that I've had. All right, everyone, have a wonderful day. We will chat with you soon. See you later. Bye. Thanks, everyone who has been on YouTube. Really appreciate you sticking around. Talk to you later. Bye.